It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the 9th of June of 30 Days of Sketches, round 12. So today's sketch is from Jessica Hill. She is Lakeview Creative over on Instagram, so I will have her linked down below. And this sketch is amazing. I would love to be able to make a sketch with all of these fun things. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I'm working on it. So, the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to pull out the kit that I made to go with that Simple Stories lemon twist. So I didn't have any papers. I only had embellishments. So I am going to use 2 papers. One is Pink Fresh and one is a very old paper. I don't know where it's from. So instead of doing that stitch border with the sunflowers or the florals, I decided to go ahead and just do a mat. And because my green paper there is kind of tone on tone, that's going to act as the mixed media in the background. So I'm not doing any mixed media. I do have 3 photos that I trimmed down, and I would call this sketch like a modified grid. So that's kind of what I'm going with. So like I said, I have 3 photos. These are from 2021 because I'm trying to get that year all caught up. And this was when we went to Vegas for the flooring show. And this was one of the cocktail parties. So I'm going to go ahead and take these 3 photos and I'm going to mat them. So the top 2 photos I'm going to mat with kind of a yellow, I don't know what the pattern would be. It almost gives a honeycomb, but it's not quite. So I'm going to do those for the top 2. And for the bottom one, I'm also going to mat it in that yellow, but I'm going to tear it at the bottom and then add an additional mat of the blue. Basically because this is my favorite photo of all 3. And actually the way they're sitting on the layout right now, that would have been kind of cute to not have them separated and have them all touching and kind of layered on each other. I really like that. But I am definitely a fan of all of my stuff touching. I like to touch my stuff and I like to have my embellishments and my photos touching as well. So in this kit, I have a package of frames. And I kind of thought, well, maybe I can get one of these frames on here as kind of an additional layer. So I trialed almost all of them and yeah, couldn't get any of them to work. So none of that is going to happen. And then I have the chipboard and I have the ephemera pack as well as some foam thickers. So I am going to start with the chipboard. And I don't really have like I always start with chipboard or I always start with ephemera. I just usually make a pile of potential things that I could use on this layout. And I just go through them from the top down. This Simple Stories pack though, oh my gosh, has so many bits and pieces. So it's definitely one of those kits that's going to last me quite a while. Now, I know that she has those floral corners on both sides. So I really wanted to embrace that a little bit and make sure that I get some florals on the corners, the left upper hand corner as well as the right lower hand corner. Now the right lower hand corner is going to be mostly chipboard, but I have some florals up there in the top. And then I'm going to add my title, which just says fresh, because we look pretty darn fresh, I would say. I think we look pretty darn good. So that is going to be the title. I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing underneath. I have a couple of die cuts. There are several lemons. Not to say there's a reason for all the lemons, but looking at the photo has black and yellow, and the outside looks very teal to me. So it just screamed this collection. Our COO has this red necklace on, which, I just decided to ignore. And you can actually not see it in the video, but she does, and you can see it in real life. But I decided I didn't want to bring in that red aspect to it. I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of red, number one, and I just didn't really feel like it went. And I like this yellow and black and kind of teal and blue colors. So I'm going to add a couple of hearts, and I'm also going to add some of these, what are they called? Decorative brads? They're like fake brads. They should just call them fake brads because they don't have any of the tine bits. But I'm going to add a couple of those into each cluster. So there are going to be 4 areas of these fake brads. And I think that's going to do it. So I love how this turned out. I have so much of this collection, and I'm super excited to use it and make sure that you give Jessica some love, as well as check out the playlist of everybody who is playing along for this month. And there's going to be so much inspiration. So again, if you decide to use any of these sketches, make sure you use the hashtag, which is 30DSCBL12, so we can see what you make with this sketch. So remember to wear your crown. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.